So the piece that I'm going to paint for you today was a definite challenge. I wanted to try to do like a loose flower arrangement, loose flowers like people typically do with a paintbrush and abstract-ish. And I wanted to see if I could somehow duplicate that with a Dutch pour. And then of course I'll draw in her face and her dress. However, I'm not gonna lie, this piece came with a lot of challenges, which I will walk you through as we progress. But regardless, my name is Tiffany Remijn. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Switzerland. And let's get started. And you can let me know at the end in the comments what you think.
You say take me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see
I've said this before in previous videos as I've been doing these, I don't know, blowouts. They're not even really a Dutch pour by any stretch of the imagination. So if you happen to be watching this expecting a full Dutch pour tutorial, this is not going to be it. For me, fluid art has become a means to an end. I attempt to blow out. I will try other techniques, and I've done other techniques on the channel before I ever started to make the chicks, flower heads, whatever we're going to call this. But it's just a means to an end. I could never achieve this with just a paintbrush. At least I don't think so. So I utilize now the fluid art. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I get that. But just kind of stick it out and watch what I do as I try to create this loose flower motif. And I use that loosely, literally. And also you'll see I've got way too much pink paint on this canvas. So I'm going to come in with a bunch of other colors and try to get some additional colors blown into this head before I continue on to the embellishing. So that was probably the first obstacle that I had in attempting to do these blown out bouquets. Is I'm still trying to figure out what the right paint consistency is, how the colors are going to mix, how properly to use the blow dryer for the effect that I'm trying to achieve. But, you know, again, bear with me. We'll get there. I don't know how many of these I'm going to have to do in order to get there, but I will eventually, hopefully, fingers crossed. I hope get there. So I'm just going to turn up some music, let you listen to that while I keep fiddling around with this thing, and then we'll get on with it.
You tell him he's all you see. Tell him you got his keys, cause you thought he needed them. But he's not coming back again. So he's gone, leaving then. You won't see him again. It was convenient, but you won't be staying friends. And you know that, sweetie, you know that. Think you knew it before, but you just ignored that. So now you won't take backs, but there's no refunds here. So you sorta hurt, it makes you see clear that you were just lost. But now you found, and you realize he wasn't at all like what you created in your mind. He wasn't even nice, he wasted all your time. You didn't even like him in real life. He said he thought it would be nice if we went for a ride in his dad's Jaguar, swept off in the moment, sitting in his car. But you know he won't take you far. And you know that, sweetie, you know that. Think you knew it before, but you just ignored that. So now you won't take backs, but there's no refunds here. So you sorta hurt, it makes you see clear. You were just lost.
Now, if you're all familiar at all with my channel, you would probably recognize that I did the Dutch pour at home, and then I brought this big canvas with me on holiday here to Switzerland, and I'm attempting to paint outside for the very first time. And let me tell you, even though it's October and it's in Switzerland, but when the sun is out, it gets really, really, really hot. And so the paint is drying far too quickly, and I'm having to speed paint just to get the foundation of the face in that I'm attempting to put here. So next we're going to probably move back into the caravan, because that's actually, we're here on holiday in our caravan, which is a very small confined space for a for a canvas that is, you know, what is this, 50 centimeters by 100. But now you can see this is the area that I was painting. But let's move back inside the caravan, because this is not working for me at all.
And you realize he wasn't at all like what you created in your mind. He wasn't even nice, he wasted all your time. You didn't even like him in real life. Real life, talking about that real life. Holding on cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life. Real life, talking about that real life. Holding on cause it just feels nice. But let's get back to real life. Talking about that real life. Holding on cause it just feels nice. Now let's get back to real life.
So while I wait for the lip to dry up a little more so I can keep adding more and more layers, I decided to move on and start to embellish with the dress using the Moon Rocks by ColourArte, which I'm a ColourArte affiliate. So if you're interested, you can go down in the description box below. I'll list them there. You can use my affiliate code and get the ColourArte discount using my Tiffany Remijn 722. However, as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that, you know, when you lay a moon rock down, you use the gel medium, and then you go over top to kind of, and it enhances them and brings out the color. But as I do that, you can see they're turning very coppery, not the initial color. I'm not totally panicked as of yet, but I'm panicked. Now that I've got them in, I'm realizing her neck is too wide, her shoulders don't come out far enough, she looks really boxed in. I got issues that I need to fix, not only the color, but everything else about her. So I'm now going to attempt to color in where I've kind of gone wrong. I made her neck too wide. She looks like a football player with really broad shoulders, or what are those, deltoids? I don't even know what that muscle is coming out of your neck, but she looks ridiculous. So I'm going to paint those over, and it's going to take a really long time. I'm just going to speed up with the white paint because it's all that I brought with me, and it's opaque, but it's going to take multiple layers to get that covered up. And then, of course, I'm going to have to somehow extend her shoulders and blend them in with the original ones that I drew. Yeah, I got some work cut out for me. And then, of course, I'll get that done and then try to figure out where to go from there if I could ever get this colored in effectively. But here you go. Now you can see better how the dress doesn't match the head. The head's like a Van Dyke brown with some gold mixed in there. And the dress itself, the moon rocks, when I put the gel medium over top, as I said, it became like a copper red. Copper red really doesn't go with pink and brown. So I'm going to come in over top with the Naples yellow light and just, go in with the paintbrush. Be liberal. Don't be afraid. They're going to turn out a very cool color in the end that I'm actually going to really love. So if you buy moon rocks or mica flakes of any kind and they're not quite the color that you want, go over them with another color of paint, mix with the pouring medium so it's kind of translucent, and you can modify the colors and make them pretty much like tone them down, tone them up, whatever you want. So now I'm just going to go in, finish up the lip a little bit and kind of define her face and give her some little more shadowing. And then I think we're going to call it a day and show you the finished result. Okay, so normally I hang this up on the wall in my house. However, outside today, I don't even know if you can hear me until I get back to editing, but this is the full piece. This is her all done with all the challenges that I faced, but I'm gonna show you the up close, actually just not here in the sunlight, because that's gonna be a bit of a challenge, I think. I've got nothing to hold on to her while I film it and talk to it, and my arm's kind of getting a little sore because she's a fair size. All right, let's take you in for a close-up. So you saw the issue I had with the dress, right? They went way too coppery red, but using some Naples yellow over top, I was able to tone it down. It matched the fall foliage pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. But it also matches some of the colors in her head that I wanted to capture, right? Like in here is kind of the colors that I wanted to capture in the dress, and I think I did pretty good. So again, here's the close-up of her head. I thought about going in and embellishing a little bit more, making it a little bit more florally, but I thought, the point was to create a bouquet of loose flowers. And then, of course, here's the bit lip. I tried it again. I would try this again, but man, is it ever challenging. Needless to say, trying to film this on location, bringing whatever supplies I could. I'm in my caravan, so that even makes it that much more challenging. And if you happen to like this video, I'm sure YouTube's got a really nice recommendation for you over here that you can watch and see other stuff that I've created. Anyway, ciao for now. See you in the next video.